So there's an old saying that no good deed goes unpunished. And nobody has to explain that to Jesus, especially around Easter time. You want to talk about a guy who's just trying to do the very best he can. He's out there preaching for faith, hope, love, charity, all these wonderful concepts. And not a lot of people seem to be listening. Why? Because there's a word missing from that list. That word is trust. See, look, I actually went through the Bible. I counted. That word trust only shows up 147 times in the entire Bible. I didn't count. I looked it up. But there are over 780,000 words in the Bible, and trust only shows up 147 times. Trust is one of the most important things that we need to work with, and it's just not there, you know? And to be fair, Jesus was not big on earning trust at that point. I mean, a lot of people were hearing what he's saying, and they're like, wait a minute, wasn't this guy that was kicking in chairs and knocking down tables over at the temple market the other day? Isn't it that guy? So he wasn't exactly putting forth the most, faith, hope, love, and charity vibe all the time. And to be fair, he was saying a lot of things people didn't want to hear. And when people hear things they don't want to hear, they don't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Take this gospel, right? This week's gospel, he's being surprisingly blunt for a storyteller. He's saying things like, it doesn't matter if you do the right thing. It doesn't matter how good you try to be. People are going to hate you for it. And people are going to damage you for it. And it's not going to make you safe, and it's not going to make you popular. In fact, it might bring a lot of disaster into your life. And people are like, what? Like, that's not how it's supposed to work. Like, if I'm good, shouldn't I get good things? Like, that's kind of how, even Peter, one of his own disciples, kind of pulled him aside and like, Jesus, seriously? And, Jesus doesn't get it. That's the problem. It's Jesus's biggest problem. It's his one big problem. He can never understand how people can be the way people are sometimes. It's like, this is a very, very simple message. It's not tough, but there you are. But it's just like every single one of us has done the right thing in our lives. We got so psyched that we did the right thing, and we figured everything's going to be great. And yet, it seems like people get mad at us for it, and we can't figure it out. So every time that happens, you're having the exact same moment that Jesus did. Because remember, guys, he was a God. He was a human. And these emotions, these were as puzzling and troublesome to him as they are to us. We're all trying to make sense out of it, especially when people don't hear what they want to hear, So here's the idea. In the end, Jesus tries to put it in a different way so people can actually get what he's trying to say. And he says it like this. We're not here on the planet to do people's work. We're not here doing people's work. We're here doing God's work. That's our job. We're supposed to be serving what's supposed to be the most important stuff. Everything he's teaching about: faith, hope, love, and charity. And moving forward, that's what we've got to trust. So as you go over this gospel again, you start thinking about it to yourselves. Remember three things. You have to trust yourself for knowing that you're doing the right thing and doing that is right. You have to trust that feeling inside of you every time that you do it. And most of all, you have to trust in the Lord. Once we do, the world's going to finally be a place where we can trust one another. Amen.